What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to another bowler farming episode at Town Hall 11, just showing me upgrading my base. So last episode, the Grand Warden was the main focus. He still is. He's jumped up a level and he's now going to level 13. We also upgraded this air defense when we last had an episode of this. Also have the wizard tower going up there now as well, which was over 9 million gold. So as I was saying last time with the bowlers, since they're a Dark Elixir Troop, you can really build up your gold and elixir quite fast. The other thing I need to be wary of is my laboratory, because my witch will be fully upgraded in 3 days time. I'm thinking about saving up for the miner, because that's another strategy you can use for farming up here in the higher leagues, but mainly for Dark Elixir. So when I flip back to that, we can mainly start using the miners. Let me know in the comments which troop you would upgrade next and why. The miners are also coming back into war in the sense of dip attacks, so will be good to have them upgraded for that as well. So for this episode, again, I have some attacks I've done over the last few days that we'll show you, and then I have 2 armies built up where we will go into 2 live attacks. So let's kick it off at the top here, where you can see I got some nice loot along with that 200,000 loot bonus up here in Champions League. So this base is kind of spread out. I quite knew I wasn't going to get all of the loot available. Started the bowlers out on the right hand side to create the funnel and the queen over to the left, therefore creating a path for all of my bowlers to come right in towards the town hall, hopefully get that dark elixir and at least 2 of the elixir and gold storages alongside it. So with the funnel created, the main bulk of bowlers are coming into the middle, almost going to get that town hall straight down with that enraged boulder bouncing through the map. Big damage on the giant bomb there, but that is going to take out all of the dark elixir. That is where the rage spells can be so beneficial for your bowlers. You can see that they do fizzle out quite quickly though, so you do have to take them storages down quite quick. Make sure you have that funnel correct. You can see just before we let the queen die, she is going to take that storage, quickly manage to finish the battle before she goes down, and a whopping 500,000 gold and elixir. Also maintained my dark elixir. That is with the loot bonus included. So moving down to the next one, let's maybe go for this one, 300,000 elixir, so again 500,000 with the win bonus. Started out with my queen on the top here, and I was mainly hoping that she would walk from the elixir storage in the east to the north, and then I was bringing the bowlers in for the storage in the south and the west. So mainly we're going to get them down. Miners in the clan castle, they're different. As the troops progress forward, you'll see the bowlers aren't going to have any issue taking out them storages. The queen has taken out the one on the east, and she's moving over to the one at the north here, but amazingly she now starts to go inside the base, hitting against the wall there, so I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking she would just walk right along the outside, but since she moves in over, it means that we do not get this storage at the top. I do get a couple of hits on it. I think it's the boulder, there it is, hitting the elixir collector on the outside, getting that bounce onto the storage, but unfortunately that is all we get. The queen is going to go down before we get anywhere near that storage, so didn't quite get all of the elixir. Did manage to get, again, 500,000, which is very helpful per raid when you're mainly aiming for elixir, as I'm upgrading my Grand Warden. So I do, if there's a base that stands out, for instance this one here, 500,000 gold. If there's a base that stands out with more gold, not so much elixir, and I think I can get it, then absolutely I'll hit that base and take the gold, because I still do need to upgrade my defenses. You can see we upgraded the wizard tower from last time, we upgraded the air defense at the end of last episode, but obviously I still want to be building them up. So the funnel is created on the south with the bowlers and the healers, and on the west with the queen and the healers, and then the jump spells here providing access right into the core. You know exactly where the bowlers are heading, straight down this channel of buildings into the core, and then the rage spell over the top can then accelerate them through all of these gold storages, because they're right smack in the middle there. It's not like they're spread around all of the base, so if you can get your troops into the middle, you can be quite confident that you can take most of them down. So you can see there's that rage spell taking out almost all of the gold storages simultaneously, just this one to the north, which a couple of bowlers will turn round. Because they're in that rage spell, they managed to take it down, and 500,000 gold taken from this raid. 700,000 once you include the Champions League bonus. And that, as we were saying last episode, is one of the reasons I farm up in Champions League. So as we move down, we'll maybe show you... Actually, let's show you this one, because it's important that you guys understand that it's like war attacks. When you're farming, you will lose some of these raids. You're not going to get it all perfect. So I think if I remember correctly, I wasn't sure about hitting this base, and then I decided to right at the end. Started with the bowlers over towards the west, but then you'll see here that the queen doesn't create the funnel right down to the south here. So when all of the bowlers come in, they're obviously going to be drawn to these defences here, unlike the previous raid where we'd created a gap either side and the bowlers would walk straight into the middle. You can see on this one, they're gone right the way around the base. We're not going to get them storages, not going to get the town hall, and because all of them archers, I didn't have a poison spell with this troop combination, we're not even going to get the win, so we don't even get that bonus. I was clutching at straws here, trying to get that elixir storage and hopefully the 50%, but it doesn't happen and we end up losing. So you will lose from time to time. Just the important thing is moving forward, going at it again. You'll see, other than that fail, the ones above, again, there you are, 500,000 the raid after. So it's just sticking with it, guys. It is the long haul that you're after with these. Beautiful raid here. Look at this guy, has all of his gold at one side and elixir at the other. Top tip for you when you're trying to defend: if you have your storages with not much in the gold and loads in the elixir, just swap them round. You can literally tag the gold storage, pull it to the elixir, and it will automatically swap them over. You don't have to pull them to either side. That was my top tip, which I gave in my top 5 tips that you didn't know in Clash of Clans. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the top right now. But getting back to the raid, it's exactly the same. We have the queen at one side creating the funnel, bowlers at the other, and we can be quite confident that the main bulk will go straight into the middle. Golem in the clan castle, that can wreck your bowlers when it blows up. Didn't happen on this one, but they take down all of that elixir, even going to get the Dark Elixir there as well. So we'll let this raid pan out until we get that. Also let the queen take a little bit more there as well, because I wanted to get as maximum amount as I could through this raid. I could have stopped that a little bit earlier and saved onto the queen's health. I'm not sure whether I was logging off at all on this one, but anyway, let's just skip off it because I wanted the bowler to go after the gold storage there, or the gold mine anyway. So let's get into some live attacks, guys. We'll start searching. If we don't find a base right away, we'll maybe just come back when we find a base. Alright guys, check out this one, a dead base. When you see these bases, collectors around the outside absolutely full, you need to hit them. It can often be difficult to pick up the 50%, but we'll try as best we can. Just trying to work out where to walk my queen, where to put the bowlers. I think if we start the queen... I think if we start the queen over at the north here and try and walk her down the side. Let's put 4 healers on her. Let's put a couple of bowlers on the side here. Maybe a couple of healers there, because we want the bowlers to get some percentage here as well. I'm maybe going to force the king down this side with just a couple of bowlers. Just see if we need to enrage any of these bowlers to try and help them get through some of this area. But they should be good to get most of this. Oh, the queen has actually came into the base. So let's try and make sure she stays alive. It doesn't look like she's going to get down to the bottom there, but she might. King is hopefully going to take out some of these along the side here. I'll be gutted if I missed the ones down the back here, but hopefully the queen can continue working her way down this side, which she should. King is battering against a wall. Well done. A couple of the barbarians are going to go across, but it's all down to the queen at this point. King is being sacrificed. Hopefully the queen, she shouldn't be drawn to the center. She should continue to walk around the side of the base. Gonna have to use her ability here in a second. Try and boost her back up, put the poison on the queen. Hopefully she doesn't go in range of that Inferno Tower again, so that she starts being under its effect, and she has, with the expos on her, she needs to walk out of that to have any chance of getting these Elixir Collectors. It's not going to happen. We do get the win bonus, but we missed quite a lot of Elixir down the bottom here. That's why I was saying it can be quite difficult with the Bowler army to actually take these out. So if we had had a Barch strategy, we would have most certainly got most of that loot, missed the Elixir Collectors on the bottom, so we didn't get as much Elixir, but quite a lot of gold. With that win bonus, definitely a very decent raid. So we have another army built up, guys. We're not going to have the King and Queen for this one, but I'm going to have to log off. We don't have a shield, and I'm quite happy that I have enough Dark Elixir to maintain my army for quite some time. Sometimes with the bowlers, you have to take note how much Dark Elixir you have, just because if you're not bringing that Dark Elixir back in to maintain your army, then you can struggle to continue to use the bowlers. So we'll just keep flicking through the bases here until we find one that is going to be viable to hit, and we will see you in a second, guys. Okay guys, so this one here, we're going to be able to snipe off some of the Elixir storages. Now I'm not going to be able to take all of this down because the base is too strong. I'm probably not going to get the actual bonus, but I'm going to try and get as much of these Elixir Collectors as I can. So I'm actually just going to pop a jump spell straight in, along with some bowlers and some healers there to keep them alive. And I'm going to try not to use too many on these Elixir Collectors at the top here, Elixir Storages at the top here, because I want to try and save my bowlers for the side. So as you'll see, I can get them in on the side here. I'm just trying to work out where to put. There's actually a gap on either side, so if we put the jump storage on this side, followed by about 6 or 7 with the rage spell, hopefully they hit that Elixir Collector. I keep saying collector, the Elixir Storage. That looks like they have taken that out, and we'll just put the rage spell here with the bowlers and the healer. Are they going to take much of that out? We'll have to wait and see. I've kind of missed them with the rage spell, but hopefully they move in and take that Elixir. Oh, it looks like we'll get a couple of hits, but we're only going to get about half of the health off it, so not too bad. I have to log off. Normally I would recommend just keeping at it with the heroes as well, because you could see how much limited I was. I wasn't far actually off getting the loot bonus on that one, but I have to log off. I'm going to lose my shield, and I managed to get a little bit of elixir there from that. So that wraps it up for this episode. I hope you guys have liked these farming episodes, just showing you what I'm using at the moment. The bowlers, mainly hitting for elixir. We will swap up this series as we move on and swap to different farming strategies, upgrading my base, but that wraps it up for this one. I've been your host, Judo Sloth, and until next time, peace out, guys.
Stay tuned for more Clash of Clans.